The crowd a lot larger than in June's No Kings rally, but the minority representation significantly smaller, leaving some to say that is a direct result of the administration's actions over the last 4 months. Now, Green admits that she knows Lewis had missed a court date, but she never expected a group of bail bondsmen to surround their car and open fire.
She says this wall here inspires her because instead of seeing all those words of hate every day, she gets to see words of love.
Several vehicles involved, but I can tell you police tell us that there is no danger to the public and that they do have a suspect in custody. It wasn't all sad tears. There was a lot of gratitude here, and emergency service workers say it's not often they get to meet a person they've helped during an emergency.
It would mean the world to me to meet them in person and to say thank you for saving my life.
11 days after making that plea to find the people who watched over him.
I can't believe there's so many people here.
Kurt Fickman met the heroes.
You couldn't bottle up the amount of emotion, the amount of gratitude I have.
On March 8th, Kurt Fickman was at Planet Fitness in Matthews working out when he suffered cardiac arrest.
Matthews Station 2, Matthews, I'll call Echo. Cardiac arrest.
When he left, I was pretty sure he did not make it, so it was very emotional.
The story still brings tears to everyone in the room, from dispatch,
putting a face with a name, seeing the patient, seeing that he's up and alive, because these are things that we don't get to see every day,
to the firefighter riding in the back of the ambulance with him.
I make sure that his wife knows that one of the first things that he said when he came back in the back of the ambulance and he came to was actually ask for her.
Kurt Fickman said he never realized how many people played a part in making sure he made it back to his wife Elizabeth and their 2 daughters, which he affectionately calls his girls. The emotion and weight of the day evident as Matthews Fire awarded the Planet Fitness employees with a life-saving award.
So please join me in applauding Ash Allen and Elijah Woodman for their heroic efforts and reminding us all that anyone can save a life.
I was actually on my lunch break when Morgan called me and said that the nurse came in and said that he was in fact alive, and I just cried at the restaurant literally in front of everybody.
It wasn't all tears. Fickman says he may be tired, but his sense of humor is there.
That's not for me, is it? I don't want to do it a second time.
His family handed everyone a Guardian Angel coin and a package of lifesavers.
It does something to me, you know, it made me appreciate my family that's still here and the people that's watching over them in different counties.
Being able to actually meet the person, it just makes it worthwhile, to be honest. Not every single time we get to actually know what happens afterwards. We do our job, we do it to the best of our abilities, but sometimes it gets lost in translation.
There's a quote that says, "Never meet your heroes." That definitely doesn't apply here, because Kurt Fickman says these heroes deserve a lot more credit than he can ever give during his second lifetime.
Really, you can't put into words when somebody saves your life how grateful you are. Words can't quantify it. I feel like I couldn't say thank you enough.
Yeah, now Kurt Fickman knows that it could have been a lot worse, and he's thankful that it wasn't the day that everyone answered that call. He also says that he and his family will now be going out to stress the importance of knowing CPR. A bouncing basketball at the intersection of April Drive and Greer Street is a welcome sound. Things have been quiet for the last 2 days after a gunman opened fire.
And his girlfriend's talking about, no, stop. And he just starts shooting.
That was Tuesday night, just after 7:30. Police say 24-year-old Robert Singletary opened fire after a basketball rolled into the yard of the home he was living in. William White, speaking exclusively to Queen City News from his hospital bed, and says he ran to get his 6-year-old daughter, Kinsley, who was on the swing set.
I said, Kinsley, come on, Kinsley, come on. Get up here, baby, come on, get in the house.
Singletary kept firing, according to witnesses and the White family.
He would have killed us all that day had he had enough of bullets.
Ashley Hildebrand was grazed by gunfire, and right beside her, William White and their 6-year-old daughter shot as well.
About halfway up the truck right there, the Dodge truck, and that's when he shot. Boom. Luckily, I done got in front of my daughter, because to me, that's who he was aiming at. I done got in front of her, and the bullet hit me and went through me, and the bullet fragment come out and hit my daughter in the cheek.
Kinsley was treated and released. For 2 days, local and national law enforcement searched for Robert Singletary, and then he turned himself in to authorities in Tampa, Florida.
I come running out the door, jumping for joy, hollering and screaming. He's been turned himself in.
I texted him and showed him. He was happy.
That text showing, "They got him, Daddy." His response, "Hell yeah, I'm happy they got him."
Thank God my kids can rest. My family can sleep in peace.
It means 6-year-old Kinsley can come home from staying with other family members.
To me, he would have come back and killed us all.
I get to be home and play with all my friends.
Kinsley went right back to the swings where she was on Tuesday. She's laughing, and when she heard the news,
I was just happy.
Since he's been caught, it's like a big elephant lifted off of my chest.
and now they just need one more family member.
But Daddy, I'm just glad you're okay.
To come home.
Man, that's my life. I got 4 babies, dude, and that's my life.
This is now at a crux of what the American people are feeling, which is there's a lot of unhappiness, but also a lot of, well, what am I supposed to do about it?
Many say the first thing to do is let the Trump administration know how they feel about several issues, from healthcare to the war in the Middle East to defending the Constitution.
My true motivation is always the next generation. I love my children and the children of my congregation, the children of this country.
People have been pitted against each other, you know, the left against the right. And while that's happening, it seems as if our rights are being stripped away from us right in front of our eyes.
The sign's just one way of expression. Others have severed ties with people they don't agree with.
Oh, it's very true. It's very true. My ex was a Republican. Is not the reason that I divorced him, but it was one of the reasons because our policies no longer aligned and our morals and our ethics no longer aligned, and it wasn't something that I could be a part of.
The message going from First Ward Park through the streets of Uptown, step by step, chant after chant, right through the four corners of Independence Square, where some say commerce, industry, transportation, and the future need change.
I'm 90 years old and I'm here and I'm marching. I believe in this. This is what democracy looks like.
The crowd a lot larger than in June's No Kings rally, but the minority representation significantly smaller, leaving some to say that is a direct result of the administration's actions over the last 4 months.
People are terrified. People are staying in their homes. They're afraid to leave. They're not going to the convenience store. They're not going to church. They're not sending their kids to school. Terror, just terror.
Us stepping outside and the fear that comes with it. Am I going to be arrested? Am I going to be asked? Like, do I have documentation? It's terrible what's happening, and we really need to do something.
As the rally reached the park once again, all say it's not the end, only the beginning. First, they need to value each other, even when leaders on the national level don't think this is the way to do it.
People are so blinded by their hatred of President Donald Trump that they can't find one reason to celebrate America.
I don't think this is a hate America rally at all. I think this is a love your people, love America, love this land, love our rights, not hate at all.
That's the first step, is being heard, being seen, and the next step is getting out and voting.
His office is a hallway filled with pamphlets, a mug, and notes of every man he has spoken with.
It's not an easy road, but it's a lot easier than not driving the road.
The same road
I've had it twice. We're 2 for 2.
Bob Lane started on 11 years ago. Bob was first diagnosed with prostate cancer in May of 2014.
I started crying like a baby. I was in a car and driving to a meeting 4 hours from home, and I was 3 hours into the drive, and I was pulled over and cried for about 20 minutes.
It came back in 2017.
That wasn't real pleasant. That was, to hear that it's back. I've heard stories all my life of people who beat cancer, then it comes back, and then they're gone.
Bob is not gone. He has actually been on the same hormone treatment suggested for former President Joe Biden after Biden was diagnosed with prostate cancer in May.
Most of it is manageable. Some of it isn't. Like when I get hot flashes, I try to laugh about it and say, oh, look, it's raining, that kind of stuff. I can't do anything about it.
That's what led Bob to this hallway. He is a patient at Urology Specialists of the Carolinas, and after some fundraising, he was asked a question.
Wouldn't it be nice if I had somebody to talk to who's actually been in their shoes? I said, yeah, that'd be pretty neat. And she waited about 12 seconds and asked me again, and I said, you're not asking my opinion, are you? She said, no.
When you go to the doctor, you don't know anybody. You just go in, you see the doctor, you leave. Now there's a friendly face, there's another patient who's doing well.
Bob has been that friendly face for a lot of men. He's affectionately known as Elevator Bob, the first face you see getting off of the elevator for an appointment, and sometimes the last smile when leaving.
We can't talk to Bob about a patient, but the patient can talk to Bob about themselves. So we just encourage people to stop by and say hello. He gives them his information, and then they make that connection as much or as little as they want.
It's a connection that Bob cherishes each day. He's helped connect people with everything from finances to treatment.
He has a story just like they have a story, and everybody's different. Everybody's different, and so that's what support looks like.
Support that starts with the opening of a door and a kind word of encouragement about options available, as long as you know the proper testing.
Knowledge is power. I think a lot of people are scared to get that information, but if you catch things early, you have many more options than if you catch it late. But there are still options.